Hello everyone. So I've had an absolute nightmare. I just want to apologise first of all to everybody who come to fan cams. It was my mistake. This little wire stopped the sound from being recorded, hence the reason why there's no fan cams. So to the 4 or 5 people who came on the fan cams, I apologise. I would like you back on Saturday and I will actually issue an apology in person. It's a mistake that I did. All I need to do is unclip this and the sound would have been fine. I'm using the camera right now, so there's nothing wrong with the sound, so my apologies to everyone who stood out in the cold and waited for us. We do appreciate that, so sorry about that. Would like you back on Saturday on the Brighton game. So that means that there's no Sharky either, unfortunately, because of my error. But luckily I've managed to get hold of Will. It is quite late, it's 1:30 in the morning, and we're going to be talking about, of course, the review. But first, we want to talk about the big story just before the game. News have broke that Alexander Mitrovic has been quoted in the press saying that he wants to leave Newcastle. This is what Will thought.
The big story coming out of Newcastle in the last week is Alexander Mitrovic admitting to Serbian media that he wants to leave the club. I think it is sad because the guy clearly is so passionate for this football club and he clearly wanted to succeed. However, Rafa clearly doesn't fancy him. If he doesn't fancy him, he's a sellable asset. We can recruit some money for him. And seemingly this January we're not going to have that much, so every penny counts. So in order for us to get in a striker, the ones we've been linked to, like Ings or Sturridge or someone along that line. So
it's an interesting one, but I think Mitrovic's time is up now, isn't it? It looks like that way, and it's probably a good thing for him. I mean, I'm a fan of his, but he's just not getting game time, and if Rafa's not going to play him, you know, no one's bigger than the club, so I think the best thing for Alexander Mitrovic is to move on, so Newcastle can get somebody and get a better striker, because we do need goals in this side. So yes, it's frustrating that he is leaving, but I think it's the best thing for both parties. Okay, so we have a game to talk about. You know, I'm really frustrated about the fan cam. That's really annoyed us. So let's talk about the lineups itself. So actually, let's go back to Will. Will's going to run you through the lineups.
Regarding the lineups, massive surprise for Rafa Benitez yesterday, going with 5 at the back with Manquillo and Yedlin as wing backs, and then going with Rolando Aarons coming back in as well. Domet started his first game, and Bemba his first one in a while as well. Massive surprise. You have to think though that with this game, we weren't really gonna have that much chance in winning it. So he had more of an eye on Brighton and Stoke, so keeping players like Richie, like Gale, more fit for those games, which is the thinking behind the lineup. I also think the 5 at the back actually worked fairly well. You know, we sat very, very deep throughout the whole game. Well, definitely in the first half, as a way that we set out. But has to be accepted against a team like Manchester City. They've got so much quality, they're such a good team, that's what we had to really go for, and I don't really have too many problems with the team selection.
So it was a huge surprise, bringing the wing-back system, what Will was saying. So I'm going to be talking to you the rest of the game, about the rest of the video, and we'll also hear from Rafa Benitez too. If you want to see the full video of Rafa Benitez, it's on my Facebook page. Right, so you know, we touched upon the lineups. The game itself, Newcastle was so deep. The deepest I've ever probably seen Newcastle ever play, ever in my history watching Newcastle. We're coming up against possibly, maybe, one of the best Premier League sides, or best top flight side ever. You know, the best side that I've ever personally seen was the Invincibles, where Arsenal went undefeated. That's the best side I've personally ever seen. Manchester City are absolutely blitzing it. Can they go the full way? That's another question. Man City will win this league, so if you're a Man City fan watching this, you're going to blitz the league. I think the good thing for you is that you've got this massive cushion, so when the big games like the Champions League come, you can rest practically, well, you can't rest all of them because you get fined off the FA, but you can rest several players and it'll not affect you going into the Champions League, so that's a good thing. But he's going to win the league. He's absolutely brilliant, and you know, you dominated the display. It was kind of like the Kevin De Bruyne show from the first and second half. But Newcastle, you know, we slowly came out. We obviously Man City at the post a couple of times. Rob Elliott was forced into a few saves, but we know we had that Rolando Aarons chip, which was cleared up brilliantly by Otamendi off the line. And you know, Newcastle was struggling to come out in the second half. I had to, because we needed to get a goal, and Newcastle was showing a bit of fight, a bit of determination, a bit of courage, and it made you feel a little bit proud, but you wanted to push on a bit more, if that makes sense. So, you know, we tried, and you know, Dwight Gale went close with a header, and yeah, we went down in the penalty box, and obviously, if you've seen the match day vlog, I'm sure you have. I thought it was a penalty because we don't have the benefit of replay. But you know, all in all, yeah, we got beat. The lads tried, but I think it's just the quality. Man City dominated all the stats. I don't even have to look at them just to know that. The amount of efforts and possession and all that. However, forget about that. This game was not the big game. We've got bigger fish to fry, which I've said. But before we talk about that, and we'll have a look at the league table, this is what Rafa Benitez said on the defeat.
I think we knew that it was a difficult game, and we needed to work really hard if we wanted to get something. It was a pity that we considered that maybe we could do better, but after they have a couple of chances, and then we have some chances at the end. So I think it's again that you were expecting that they will have the ball and you have to defend and play counter-attack, and we did it well for a while. Yeah, be sure that they have too much space. So in this case, you know that they will keep the ball anyway, and as soon as we were a little bit wide and open, is when they were more dangerous. So we needed to stay compact and try to defend well to play counter-attack.
Right, okay, so that was Rafa Benitez. What we'll do now is we'll have a look at the league table. Now, obviously we played the Wednesday night, and there's a lot of games played on Tuesday which went in Newcastle's favour. So in the league position standard, it's as they were, really. I think the result going our way has really helped us, but you know, coming up we've got 3 huge fixtures. You know, of course we've got the Luton FA Cup in between them, but you know, we've got Brighton on Saturday. I think a win could do the world of good, you know. Then going into the new year, you got Stoke away, maybe get a point, and then Swansea home or struggling, maybe get 3 points there. 7 points unrealistic, or is that enough? I think for me personally, a minimum of 5 has to be the minimum target, but you have to win you have to win at least one of them at home, and 7 is probably your hope, but realistically I think 5 has to be the minimum, and then aim higher, go higher than that. Yeah, they're big games. You know, the Man City game, yes, you could say they dominated, blah blah blah, the world class, whatever. They are to be fair, but that's not a big game. Just we've moved that out of the way now. At least we've got City out the horizon for a little bit. I know they're coming back up in January, but these big 3 fixtures coming up now are literally big. You know, the Luton game, I'm expecting Rafa to rotate. Maybe Freddie Woodman may play goal. Who knows? We'll worry about that later on. I'm just devastated, you know, that I've lost all the fan cams. I can't get out. I'm really, really gutted. So I just want to apologise one more time. Let us know what you think, of course, of the game as well. Frustrating, yeah, but we battled hard, and you know, they've got abundance of quality. Was Rafa right to go at 5 at the back? That's what I want to know with the wing back system. I am expecting that to change on the weekend again. Let us know about that. Was that the right approach? Should we attack Man City more and leave gaps behind? Maybe we got picked off if we did, but you know, they had several attempts. So you know, if you're going to lose 1-0, you may as well lose 2 or 3 in my eyes. I said that before the game anyways. But that's the review. Apologise one more time. I know I've kept saying it, but I'm devastated with it. Next up is the players' ratings.